You're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast with Kevin, Danny, Eli, and Rachel. Oh, I love the way their foul little minds work. Yeah.
Jumbo, everyone.
Harambe.
And welcome to another edition of
The Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
The Magic Our Way podcast.
They are truly magical and whatnot.
Asante Sana, everyone. You're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana. And on this show, we invite you to feel the libations.
Feel it, feel it.
We are artistic buffs talking about Disney stuff, and this is a show in which every opinion is welcome. MagicOurWay.com is where you can find us. On this episode, we do a little armchair Imagineering for our Halloween 2023 show. We are putting Not So Scary Party in the other parks, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios. And look, this isn't your typical polished practice Pixie Dust and Disney podcast. No way, we are not in the parks every day letting you know when the painter's tape and the scaffolding have been removed in Disneyland's Adventureland Treehouse.
That's right, Kev. We're just here to drink, talk some Disney, and get a little spooky.
Yeah, you listeners have the easy part. All you have to do is listen up to what we conjure up.
My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
I'm Eli.
So enough of our jibber jabber, y'all. Let's go get spooky. And here we are in the queue, the segment in which we get to discuss all the news and happenings in the world of Disney today. And of course, this one we have some big news. We're bringing on Rachel. She is going to present to us the latest news to come out of Disney Cruise Line, and that is the heavily rumored Haunted Mansion Parlor bar that is, I believe, Rachel, is actually happening, right?
Yes, it's no longer a rumor. It's real. Haunted Mansion Parlor is the new lounge coming to the Disney Treasure. And just in time for Halloween, they saved the announcement for the holiday.
Nicely done.
And in spirit, my lighting, if you're watching the video version of this, it looks kind of spooky. Lit from the bottom, so kind of scary. Scare myself.
Yeah, we all thought we might get the Hat Ghost, but we got this. Honestly, I think that this might be a little bit better than the Hatbox Ghost in Walt Disney World.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the Hatbox Ghost.
Oh, I would say that for sure, seeing that we've all kind of given up on the Hatbox Ghost by now.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got some news today and some really cool artist renderings. Just pop online if you're looking for those. Go to the Disney Parks blog. The bar is actually going to be just where we had predicted on our Disney Treasure show. It's going to be where the Hyperspace Lounge is on the Disney Wish. So the Disney Treasure, it'll be the Haunted Mansion Parlor.
Nice.
Which is pretty cool. And they have a Instagram video that they released today that is, again, an artist rendering, but it gives you the feeling of walking into the parlor and then taking a left into the actual like bar lounge space, which is what you do at Hyperspace Lounge too.
So there is a door when you enter into I thought that was maybe just done up.
Oh yeah, definitely a door.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, there is on Hyperspace Lounge, so it makes sense to me that they would have it on Haunted Mansion too.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. And what I love there's a lot of things I love about it. We'll talk about the details and all that stuff in a minute. But one of the things that I think is so cool is that Disney kind of went back to its roots a little bit here, and they have a story to go with it, like a fresh story.
Goodness.
I know, right? So here's what they say. They say the Haunted Mansion Parlor will immerse guests in the next chapter of the Haunted Mansion saga, bringing this fan favorite lore to life in a whole new way. The one-of-a-kind experience will be a swinging wake unlike any other, that of a jovial captain who entered the ghostly realm after a disastrous dinner with his beloved fiancée.
Wow. So that's a clear callback to Captain Gore, who was the character originally created by Ken Anderson when they were trying to do a backstory for the ride.
Oh, that's cool. I actually didn't know that.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
neat.
Yeah, except it's a little bit different because Captain Gore was like a bloodthirsty pirate. And in the story, I think his bride was named Priscilla, I want to say. And she got furious when she found out he was a pirate, and then he killed her, but then her ghost tormented him and haunted him until he finally was driven insane and hung himself from the rafters, thus explaining both the bride and the ghost host. But
Oh, cool.
yeah, but it says that the sea captain like was a jovial guy, not a bloodthirsty pirate. So I don't know if it's the same guy. And in fact, if you go to the mansion, the crypt out front of it says Captain Klein Culpepper or something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, it may not even be the same guy. It may be based on the original guy, but not Captain Gore. It's now Captain Culpepper. Although Captain Culpepper drowned in a bathtub, if I remember right from the Tombstone.
Yeah.
He wasn't a good pirate if that's the same guy.
Well, you know what? They say that, they said that it went all bad after disastrous dinner. So maybe his fiance poisoned him and he fell asleep in the bathtub and that everyone thought he drowned, but really he was poisoned. And it all does connect.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I love that they came up with a new story.
I do too. Because
That's great.
You've already got me thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to have the classic wallpaper in there behind the bar. It has tons of like cool seating areas. The decor is supposed to be like an old time steamliner where you would go into the parlor, like kind of before the dining room. Think about like the Titanic furniture that you saw in the movie, kind of like that. Very like Victorian sort of fancy furniture. Heavy furniture. It looks really heavy. Like I don't want to move that furniture. That looks really unpleasant. The green fireplace, and it just looks so cool. There's portraits on the wall. The chandeliers have the spider webs and the dust and all that good stuff. I really feel like the theming in here is so awesome. And then behind the bar, they're going to have like in Hyperspace Lounge, it's a window that looks out into space. This is going to be a window that looks into the ghostly realm. So you'll have like ghosts going by and famous characters, right? So like the hot box ghost will show up for a little bit and the grim grinning ghosts and all that good stuff. So,
well, the fireplace is a direct replica of the one in the ballroom for sure. It's almost like everything you're looking at is like a mini mansion. Like there's a little bit of something representative from every aspect of the Haunted Mansion. It's amazing. Yeah. It really is.
I'm curious to know, like, capacity-wise. Like, y'all have seen the Hyperspace Lounge. Is it roughly the same size? And if so, like, how much does it fit? Like, how many people? Are we going to have, like, one lines to get into this thing? Or
I would not be surprised if it starts out with, like, a virtual queue kind of line thing, like Hyperspace Lounge did.
Oh, yeah. Like Ogos and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, and even just on the ship, Hyperspace Lounge needed to have reservations at first to go in because it was in such high demand. So if you didn't, and they were like competitive, as soon as you got on the ship's Wi-Fi, like the first thing everybody did was make a reservation for Hyperspace Lounge.
Drama.
Yeah. This, I just Googled, according to Theme Park Insider, they're saying 4 people is the capacity of Hyperspace Lounge. So like 48 people. Somewhere around 50. So I'm going to guess that's probably going to be similar here.
Wow. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
There's always room for one more, though.
There's always room for one more. That's correct.
Yeah, and the pictures, it looked a little small, and I was a little bit worried about that you would have to go ahead and schedule this in advance.
Yeah.
That's kind of a bummer.
It might be better, though, because the Wish sailings were only 3 and 4 nights, so they were really short. There weren't that many opportunities. But the Treasure sailings are all going to be 7 nights. So you're going to have a lot more opportunity to go visit.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels like part of the fun of going on the cruise, though, is that, oh, you know what I want to do? I want to do that now. I want to do that now. It's like, it's not the, hey, let me get up early and make reservations kind of vacation.
Disney Parks experience.
Yeah. Totally agree. Yeah, and they don't need reservations for Hyperspace Lounge anymore. So hopefully it'll just be like a thing at the beginning when they have all the like big fans, like in the very first few sailings, and then they'll stop.
Well, hopefully you're not going to see too many fans, because I know Haunted Mansion fans are very rabid. They're going to be stabbing each other over who gets to sit in that Donald Duck Museum of the Weird style Rolly Crump chair.
Yes.
There'll be a virtual queue for that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Once you get inside the Haunted Mansion, then you can book it.
Who's not going to want a picture of themselves sitting in that? Like if you're a Haunted Mansion
in the big
fan.
armchair, yeah.
Oh, you got to have that.
That's cool.
Oh, there'll be a photo pass opportunity.
Speaking of Haunted Mansion fans, there is plenty of opportunity for them to be lost in their fandom here. Not only are there themed cocktails, which we'll get to in a minute, but they also are going to have exclusive merchandise that you can only buy at the Haunted Mansion Parlor. So they're going to have a music box, which is like a piece that you would find at the parlor as well. So they're going to be selling replicas of this Haunted Mansion mysterious box.
That's awesome. It reminds me of Phantom of the Opera music box.
Yeah, it looks cool. And then they're going to have a grandfather clock that is inspired by the Disney Parks attraction, the clock from the attraction. So not the whole tall thing, obviously.
It's
but
like a mini
Part.
version. Yeah.
The skinny part, yeah.
And then you can also buy the Haunted Mansion Parlor mirror, which will offer a frightening surprise when the hitchhiking ghosts mysteriously appear in the frame.
That's not a surprise anymore. Now we know what's going to happen. Spoilers.
I know. Yeah.
Well, maybe you don't know which ghost is going to follow you home when you buy it. Maybe it's a different ghost in every one.
Or maybe it like makes them random. Maybe it's not always the same ghost.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh, get your money's worth.
You get some downloadable ghost content. It changes.
And Disney really went for it in this release. They even gave us some like recipe cards for the cocktails. So so if you're interested in checking these out and making the cocktails at home, they gave the recipes and everything for 3 of them. So 2 of them have alcohol that they have featured, and 1 of them does not. So they have a mocktail too. And so here are the drinks they're highlighting so far. The first one is called the Sympathetic Libations. It is a tequila-based drink. It has Blanco tequila, orange sec, fresh lime juice, blood orange syrup, sour cherry syrup, and it's topped with a lime salt foam and a bruleed dried orange slice, and then they finish it with sour cherry candy spray.
Whoa, brulee!
Yeah, it sounds really interesting. There's a lot of stuff there I like. I wonder how it's gonna all taste together.
Do my lips go numb after I try this?
I don't think so.
That's what I was thinking. That's sweet and sour combined. It depends on how many layers that is on top of it. Yeah,
make it.
I'm curious.
The color of the drink is black, which is very cool. Like it looks really cool in the pictures.
Yeah,
so I love that the orange looks like it's dead. I like that the orange looks like it's some kind of dead fruit.
Yes, this is the one I want to try the most. Yeah, right. Yes, this one.
Hey, we should make this at home since we have the recipe.
We can. Yeah, a little Halloween drink.
I don't know how to make that foam though.
On the Wish, they do this thing with cocktails and smoke. They do like a smoke bubble on the top of a lot of the cocktails.
Oh, yes.
Like I don't know. Yeah. If you've seen a video of it, you can kind of find them on Instagram. They make these smoke bubbles on the top. I can imagine that being so cool in a Haunted Mansion bar, like this smoke bubble that like pops and it's scented and they're awesome.
Oh man, that sounds awesome. Yeah. I'm geared up for this. I cannot tell you.
Yeah, I am too. I'm pretty psyched.
But yeah, they even put instructions for how to make the lime salt foam at home. So you can do that too. They gave us a mocktail as well. The mocktail is called the Ghoulish Delight. This one is purple.
Looks like the Grimace Shake.
It does look like the Grimace Shake. You're not wrong. And it has a bright green gummy eyeball in it, which is super gross.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Messed up, but awesome.
Yeah. So the purple color comes from ube, which is a type of sweet potato, is my understanding.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Filipino sweet potato. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin loves ube.
I do too. Great. I love ube ice cream. So delicious. And so I bet this is similar. So it starts with an ube fudge, they call it. So it's ube sweetened condensed milk and 1 ounce of powdered milk. So I'm thinking you make this kind of like thicker mixture. And then you add to it tapioca pearls, oat milk, and this fudge, and then ube shimmer glitter. Don't ask me how you're going to get ube shimmer glitter at home.
I'm sure in California somewhere they got it.
Yeah, for real. So, yours might be sans the glitter, but yeah. Anyway, so that's the Ghoulish Delight.
That's
the
awesome.
Mocktail. It kind of reminds me, there was like a Cloud City mocktail at the Hyperspace Lounge that my kids had that was like oat milk based. So it reminds me of that a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, I appreciate the oat milk to balance out the fudge.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Right. The kids love the boba drinks, a little bit like a boba drink.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one also has alcohol in it. It is the signature beverage. And this is the one that has a hidden message in the top. Again, I'm not sure how you do that at home, but at the place, there you have it. This one, I'm going to be honest, the recipe, the like ingredients sound just like the first drink to me. So here's what they got. It's añejo tequila, so a little bit different.
Okay.
Tequila. It's also 818, which is the Kendall Jenner tequila. I don't know if anybody watches the Kardashians. It's her brand.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, I know. We're all relieved. Then they have Cointreau Noir.
Noir.
Yeah, which I'm guessing makes it black. Would be
Black
my guess.
Cointreau, yeah.
I've heard of
Yeah.
Cointreau,
Black
but not
Cointreau.
Noir. Okay.
Yeah. Blood orange syrup, sour cherry syrup, lime juice, lime salt foam. And then the top has cherry flavored popping candy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Pop
that's the
Rocks?
signature. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pop
Yeah, that's
Rocks.
what cherry
Okay.
flavored. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So this one sounds interesting too. It sounds very similar to me than like for the first one. And the first one sounds a little better in my opinion. But I think I'd probably order the first one.
Yeah. I need to see my hidden message, though. I need to know what that
Yes.
says for me.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
looks like it just says the Haunted Mansion Parlor in the pictures, but
Yeah.
hopefully it's like a fortune cookie.
Man, no, it looks like a magic 8-ball, man. Look, you're going to get those messages.
That's what I thought. You know,
Outlook
shake up
looks
the
bleak.
drink.
What's the chances that it's going to say 10% off your next cruise?
Ooh, we like that.
Yeah, book now.
Call your travel agent. So yeah, so those are the cocktails and a little bit of detail on what the place is going to look like. This is going to be part of the lineup of bars that will also include the Skipper Society, which is the lounge inspired by Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
And then also the Periscope Pub, which is inspired by 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea attraction. So they're really leaning into the Disney Parks attractions for the theming of their bars. And I am really excited about it. That is awesome.
And we're still getting a Pirates bar as well.
Oh,
at the
in the parks.
yeah.
Yes. In Magic Kingdom. Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, wait, what? I didn't hear about this. Yeah. At Magic Kingdom. I thought you meant on the Treasure. I was like, there is one more bar space we don't know about. So
Ooh.
maybe.
Oh, that'd be exciting.
Yeah. But yes, no, in Magic Kingdom, there is a Pirates bar coming.
Yes.
Unless pirates take over the ship, and then you got a pirates bar.
Yeah. Oh,
They
yeah.
should
No
totally
matter
do
what.
that.
Yeah.
A Pirates of the Caribbean
Yeah.
bar.
Regardless if you want it or not.
Just don't put them by the tub. They'll be
Yeah.
okay.
But I'm very excited about this. I'm very impressed how they got, and this may be because it's not Disney Parks, but Disney Cruise Line, but they have the menu that they're planning to do. They have the decor. They have merchandise. Like I remember, what was the last restaurant that opened? The Tiana's place. It took forever to get a menu,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
actually release. But yeah,
And
this
then
is
the beignet was
killer.
lemon-filled. Blech.
Yeah.
Looks
Not
great, though.
about
Yeah.
that. But I'm very impressed by Disney Cruise Line and having it all together and say, this is what we're actually doing. So kudos to them, man.
Oh, I've already talked to my wife. We're definitely going to go at some point in 2025.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think I see a podcast trip in the future.
Yes.
We're gonna have to do that.
Are you staring into the foam and the message is coming through from the other side?
The message 2025.
Yes.
It came up with a $sign that said, check back with me later.
I was gonna say. I said I was gonna go, then my wallet floated up to the top of the drink, and it's just
Finances
staying
look
there
fuzzy.
now.
Try it.
Yeah. Outlook looks bleak. Yeah.
Shaking it up.
So I'm really, really happy that this exists, and like I said, we're definitely going to go ahead and book a trip. But this also presents a bit of a problem for me because this is something that, as a Haunted Mansion fan, I feel like I'm ecstatic about, but all I can think about is, well, great. Now I've got to choose between seeing the Haunted Mansion or seeing the Haunted Mansion
I
bar.
know.
Why can't I have both? I want both.
I mean, you could go on a really long trip that you pair with a parks experience.
Oh yeah, we
Land
did
and sea
that
vacation?
before. Yeah, we did, and we're still paying it off, I think.
Oh well, Danny, that's what it is. Disney wants you to do both.
I know.
Yeah.
It just, man, the mansion is for parks fans. The cruise is just for people who want to just get away from the parks. Can't the mansion fans also have the mansion bar like at the park? I would like that, but so yeah, I'm a little conflicted here because I feel like I want to experience this, but I feel like I'll experience it once and maybe not go back because then I'm got to go to the mansion.
Where would you put a mansion bar? Would you put it in like
Harbor House.
Where would you put it in? Harbor House?
Columbia Harbor House.
Columbia Harbor House?
Yes. So you put it in Magic Kingdom. I was
Yes.
thinking a resort.
Oh, in the resort? Oh, Port Orleans.
Yeah.
I'm not,
That's a
it just
good
doesn't
idea.
make any sense as to, like, since they keep retheming, you're putting the Incredibles into contemporary and Moana into the Polynesian, why not put the Haunted Mansion into Port Orleans?
Oh, yeah, French Quarter.
Yeah.
They could totally use like a themed category of rooms. Those would sell out like crazy.
Yeah,
that would be pretty killer.
being from New Orleans, like, I don't want to book Port Orleans because I don't want to be reminded of home while I'm on vacation. But if I could stay in a Haunted Mansion themed room,
Yeah.
I think I might book that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a good idea. They should totally do that. They should make one of those. They have those like little buildings at French Quarter. They should make one of those buildings all Haunted Mansion rooms and sell them as a separate room category and charge a ridiculous amount of money for them.
Why not?
Yeah. Throw a little voodoo in there. Sounds good to me.
They would definitely do that. Yeah. It reminds me of the princess rooms at Riverside.
Yes.
They do that with those.
The
Absolutely.
Facilier suites.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, no, I would definitely I'm going to be all over this. I will see this at some point in time in my lifetime. I hope. Like I'm not, as long as I live to 2025.
Exactly.
Yes, but yes, I will definitely see this at some point in time. This is amazing. I'm really glad they're doing this. Like I said, I just kind of wish we would have seen some of this stuff in the parks. I understand that they want to curb drinking in the Magic Kingdom, so I guess I understand it to a degree. But man, this looks so cool.
Yeah.
This is like, you really want to be able to explore this place, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
That's when I hang out and be in the atmosphere for sure.
Like, imagine if they had
Yeah.
like a large space to really work with this and all the different effects they could pull. But I mean, it's like this isn't even like a Haunted Mansion inspired bar. This is the freaking Haunted Mansion. I mean,
yeah, it's like going in and sitting down. Yeah.
right. You've got like every aspect of the Haunted Mansion, from the fireplace from the ballroom, the Flying Dutchman from the hallway, the hitchhiking ghost from the graveyard, the chair from the endless hallway that you have over there. I mean, it's man, like
Yeah.
I'm just
You do the birthday cake.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I can only imagine, like, yeah, if it's your birthday, they bring you out a cake, but then some ghost just keeps blowing out your candles.
Throws it at you.
This is the bar on the Wish that has that $5,000 drink, like the Star Wars drink. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Remember that? So
Yes.
I wonder if they'll have some kind of like crazy $5,000 Haunted Mansion drink.
Oh man. And it comes like complete with a tour of the Haunted Mansion. Like
yeah, like you can go in for real.
Yes. Oh, I'm
served in
with that.
Leota's head.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want a drinking bowl of Leota's head. Just
Jeez.
As long as I get to take a picture with me with my arm around the Hatbox Ghost, $5,000, nothing. I'll pay that.
there you go. There you
All
go.
right. With you.
Well, cool, Rachel. Well, thank you for
Yeah.
giving us the scoop on these awesome news to come out of Disney Cruise Line.
You called it, man. I got to
I
give you a
did,
lot
yes.
of credit. You called it. You told us. And then not only did you tell us, you kind of like hinted that you thought this might be coming today.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, listeners, let us know what you think about this new offering on the Disney Cruise Line. Shoot us an email at show@magicourway.com. And if you want to book a cruise, you could do it through Rachel. Rachel, tell her how to do this.
Yeah, I would love to help you and your family or your travel party book a cruise on the Disney Treasure or whatever ship you're most interested in. You can get me at Rachel, RACHEL, at magicourway.com. And you can also call or text message me at 978-432-WISH. It costs you nothing extra to book with me, and a little bit of your vacation comes back to support this podcast and this fan community. And we thank you so much.
Here we are in the main topic segment of the show. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, this is our Halloween show. And so for this particular Halloween show, we are armchair Imagineering Mickey's Not So Scary to the rest of the parks. Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and Epcot. And so for this exercise, the three of us each took a park. And it sounds like I think we're going in chronological order of when they opened, because I think Epcot, Eli, you're going first, and you have Epcot.
Mm-hmm, yes.
And so you're going to tell us how you did that, and then Danny's going to do Hollywood Studios, and I'm going to round it out with Animal Kingdom. So I'm excited to see what we got going on. Copyright Magic Our Way, just in case Disney people are listening.
They always do.
They always do, and they get their best ideas from us. Don't let anybody tell you anything otherwise. But yeah, man, let's get started, man. I'm excited to hear about whatever not so scary you got going on at Epcot. So I'll turn it over to you, sir.
Oh, okay. Yes. So like we said, I had Epcot. I drew the card on that one first. And that was quite a challenge. I mean, you have many countries to choose from and figure out how can you make them somewhat spooky, if you will. So
it's like a commercial. There's so many countries to choose from.
What can I do? So
don't act now.
Yes.
Wait, there's more.
For $19.99.
So what I did was I thought of back when Danny did the Halloween tree episode, and he mentioned Ray Bradbury, who I do like. I've told him I want to do like horror-centric stories in the future one day. So one of my favorite Ray Bradbury tales that was a Disney movie is Something Wicked This Way Comes. Used to freak me out
Oh, nice.
all the time from when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do too.
So I was like, okay, I will take the wonders of Mr. Dark and his Pandemonium Carnival and bring that to Epcot. So everyone that pays a visit to all the various countries will get introduced by a cast member who would essentially be wearing like tux, top hat, that kind of carny look. And in each area, depending on what the country is, you would have a different monster that represents said country.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I dig that.
Going through the list, some of them are really hard for me to pronounce, but just to kind of give you a quick idea, like in Mexico, you would have like a chupacabra.
Yes.
Right?
Chupacabra.
Chupacabra. In China, this one I was kind of thinking maybe I could throw a Marvel theme into because that's that turkey that's got the wings from Shang-Chi.
Oh, yeah.
It's called the Zhang, but I'm still like, it still makes you want to eat for Thanksgiving.
Meatloaf?
Yeah, so I would probably have that in like a restaurant or something.
Zhang?
Yeah, I would probably have the Zhang in the restaurant. You could have like a little dish or something for that, but to still spook out people.
D23. The Zhang combo.
I would have also, there's something that's called, it's a Chinese zombie, and it's called a Zhang Shi. I don't know if I'm doing it any justice.
Well, that sounds pretty good, though.
Yeah.
Zhang-Chi.
So I would have some guy that, in the traditional Chinese garb, but his face is all made up to look all zombified. So, stuff like that. Morocco. There was a few that I saw that I was like, I want to make it somewhat scary, but not kids gonna think they're gonna be eaten alive.
You don't want to freak the kids.
I would have freaked them out too much. So I tried to find ones that they would also have a history of them. So while the carny guy is barking you towards them, you can, take a picture with the character if you want to. In some cases, I would say if there are teens that are like, well, I'm not afraid of that, there could be some sections where like you could go in like the recesses of like of a dark area if you really wanted to, but you would at least have the provision to a parent to say, hey, look, it's just it's an animatronic or whatever, but you don't have to send your kid there if you don't want to. But yeah, there was a lot you could do with it. There's a lot you could do with it.
Like what would you do for a friend? Like a bad baker or something?
It's some of them they kind of all had like the mythologies were all kind of mixed together, and so in some cases, like say like a werewolf, they had a Fenrir. Which is it's like in Thor Ragnarok they had those big huge wolves, like those kind of things. But then it's a werewolf because I was gonna say for US I was gonna do Werewolf by Night, but then I have too many werewolves now.
You can always put an American Werewolf in London.
Oh yeah,
that's perfect. Yeah, you could. That'd be great.
Yes,
good job. Good job.
I like that. In Germany, you could have some trolls hang out, drink with you, or Valkyries if you're sporty.
I was gonna say German. They do a lot of witch centric folk like Norway. Yeah, if you wanted to do trolls and whatnot there.
Yeah,
but Phantom of the Opera for Paris that might work.
Oh. That's not too
have
bad.
like little plush chandeliers kids can throw at each other.
Half a mask.
Yes.
Although I don't know if Universal's got the rights to that guy, but I got to think Phantom of the Opera's in the public domain.
That's what I was thinking.
They probably have. Yeah.
And most of the stuff that are their urban legends, and like there was one for Japan. It was
Sweeney Todd in London would work. Yeah.
Oh, that's been a while since I've
Well, you got Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde in London as well.
Well, they still got to make up with Johnny Depp.
Yeah, that's true.
And you still have the boogeyman, like if you wanted to do. There's a language that doesn't say boogeyman, but it's like like something
Bogey.
like that. Yeah,
Bogies.
Bogey
Yeah.
man,
So
okay.
you still have those different ties and translations. If there's certain parts that get that are too weird, like there was one in Japan where you can have like there's one where they're like huge skeletons that are supposed to eat people. So it's just the big skeletons. You know what I mean?
Well, I just thought you'd have the girl from the ring crawling out of the well.
Yeah. But again, I would strictly stick with that. For the US though, I figured I was gonna go with like the Mothman, something just
Yeah,
like,
that's
out the box
good. I
thing.
like that. More the American urban legends.
Yeah.
Traditional kind of because it did like you got
Bigfoot, and,
Loch Ness, that kind of stuff. So again, to just have the Carney though, I think is the real selling point, like a Mr. Dark character, because that dude always freaked me out in the movie.
Yeah, I like that. Using the
do.
Carney character and then using the urban legends as things to see.
Yes.
That's great. I like that.
What would Canada have? Like a very nasty bear?
Well, Canada's Sasquatch.
Yes.
Oh, that's true.
So
You're
you
right.
could, if you're
Yes.
going to use Mothman, then you can go ahead and plug Sasquatch into Canada.
Oh, I like that. I like
Yeah.
Sasquatch.
Yes,
I'm not a nice Sasquatch.
I was gonna say because I got a
Oh,
piece
London
of,
Jack the Ripper. You can do Jack the Ripper
You could do
there.
Jack the Ripper, yeah.
Man, there's a lot of stuff for London.
yeah, they had a guy there that looked like Batman.
Oh, Spring Heel Jack.
That's it.
Yes, that's another urban legend.
And I thought about that. I was like, oh, but no.
Oh wait, okay, no, Spring Heel Jack and Jersey Devil's obviously more American. Yeah,
Yeah, but you were right what you said the first time. But I thought
Yeah.
about that, but I was like, that's too old school Batman looking. I ain't want to get us in trouble. But yeah, I think it's a good way to still spook somebody out. And then you can always, if the kid is bad, instead of trying to send the kid to come back home with me, like different strange guests have done to offer me their children. I don't know why. You can just like have your boogeyman and then tell the kid a nice
Hey man, you got your own fan club in this podcast. People love you.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I'm honored. I'm very honored.
I like that, man. I like that.
So what about like for Japan? What was it going to be again? Because I'm thinking Godzilla.
Mr. Fuji.
No, I had another piece of paper, but I think in Japan it was going to be this huge skeleton. It's got this really weird name like a Gogu Keken or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, they got. I was trying to take some of these names here, like again, like in Morocco there was one called a Buchinska. I'm like, I'm gonna slaughter all the names.
Wachinska?
Man, you walking around wearing the silk robes that you bought in Japan,
Oh yeah,
and you don't even have the decency to learn how to speak their language.
well, I'm the golden dragon, but you saw how well I speak Spanish to the Uber drivers out there. So.
I'm scared of you.
But that character looks like a Frankenstein if his face was like really drawn in, kind of like a Freddy Krueger almost. Like so,
Okay.
there's a lot of versions of the Boogeyman as well in these different countries. It's
Yeah.
crazy. But yeah, no, that's
I dig it, man.
Yeah, no,
that
I
sounds
like
exciting.
the concept. So this is less of a hard ticket event and more of like say what they do
For
during
Christmas?
Christmas
Yeah,
and
the
whatnot.
holidays.
Where you go to different countries and you see. I get that. I
yeah.
dig that totally.
yeah.
Their
Don't have to pay
representation
an
of-
extra price. I dig it.
Yeah, how they do Christmas. That's awesome.
Yeah. Nice, man. Good job.
No, thank you.
Good job. All right, Danny.
Okay, so I've got Hollywood Studios, and I wanted to, I'm not sold on the name, but I figure you got to have a name for these things. So I wanted to call it Jack's Something Strange Soiree, just because they use that term in the song. Would you like to see something strange?
Yeah.
So
I
let's
like
put
that.
a Halloween hard ticket right there in Hollywood Studios. So at the end of Hollywood Boulevard, in front of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, I'm going to recreate the town square from Halloween Town.
Nice.
With the magical pumpkin and the center. And wandering around the newly created town square will be all the denizens of Halloween Town. Only instead of trying to scare the guests like they do at Universal Studios in those little scare zones, all these areas that I'm about ready to name will have zones where characters are in costume. Not necessarily characters, like not necessarily, oh, that's Benny the cab driver, although I would have him there, but just odd character looking tapes, you know, that are just there to interact with the kids. But yeah, so they'll be there interacting, taking pictures. If they have special abilities as a ghost or a goblin or a demon or whatever they are from the other side, a werewolf, a vampire, maybe they show off an ability or two. But yes, I would like to have Benny the cab driving skeleton as one of those living character initiative personas that can just sit there and talk to the guests as they come to the cab and take pictures with them. So I thought that would be kind of cool to recreate that. Moving around the park and going into the different areas for the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular, I'm going to give the guests a new show So the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular will be transformed into the Temple of Doom.
Ah, nice.
Now, the problem with doing the Temple of Doom is I'm trying to think about what scenes could you do, because I'd like to do that nightclub brawl where they're all scrambling around trying to get the antidote, but I just don't know how well that would come across because you're sitting so far back. Would you even see the antidote?
Right.
And then the scene where they're being crushed by the giant spikes and everything, and Willie has to come over and save them. Again, would that be the same kind of action scenes that you would want to create that would really have people on pins and needles? Like, how are they doing that? Because it just seems kind of straightforward. Just a lot of screaming like, help us!
Right.
Willie!
We are going to die.
And Willie's just looking scared to touch the thing and getting bugs on her. So I don't know about those two scenes, but the Rock Crushers fight scene where they're fighting on that conveyor belt that's crushing the rock.
Yeah.
That's gotta be in there.
I dig it.
And somehow, some way, we gotta have a chase in those mine carts.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm thinking. Even if it works its way to where they're standing outside and the water's shooting out of the rocks and stuff like that, whatever we got to do that. So I don't know if we can get away with ripping the guy's heart out on stage in front of the kids.
Molaram.
Yeah, Molaram. But I want Molaram in there.
Oh God, yeah. So you would do the part still with how he dies in on that bridge, because that was
I was thinking about that, but there again, it just seems to be a one-trick pony. Like he cuts the bridge, everyone falls. That's it. There's not a whole lot of various action scenes that kind of get choreographed. It's just a one-shot done thing.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's one of my favorite Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. Oh boy. If it's like a stunt show, maybe have like a big screen or something as well to kind of help push that story.
Maybe. Yeah, I'd be 100% cool with that. So that was my idea for that. I mean, we could even come up with scenes out of various different other movies. It didn't have to all be centered along the Temple of Doom. I guess you could
choose wisely.
Yeah, you need
to have some skeletons in there.
Well, really, I mean, after the first three, everything else is. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. So, for the first time in forever, a Frozen sing-along celebration, I'm just going to redo that with a musical performance from Disney's Zombies.
Mm-hmm.
The only song I know from that is Someday, because my kid used to listen to it a whole hell of a lot. But I know there's a whole musical behind it, and the kids seem to love it, so why not? That'll be my Wildcats moment there. What is that? High School Musical?
High School Musical.
There you go. Disney Zombies. Shove it in there. The 50s Primetime Cafe will be showing now episodes of The Twilight Zone.
Ooh.
With each individual section themed after a different episode.
Ooh.
And the waiters and waitresses will all be in character and dressed as characters from the Twilight Zone series.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I do too. So like take the episode with the gremlin on the plane. Your seating area will be themed as if you're sitting on a plane. There's all these various portals, and your waiter is going to be playing that William Shatner role. He's going to be taking your order, but looking nervous, looking around, asking if you've seen anything on the wing. And of course, there's going to be one porthole where periodically the gremlin will pop up. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So that's just one example. But I mean, there's a various degrees. I don't know if they could do that, but they've got the license for Tower of Terror, so why not?
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
should. That would be fun.
Yeah. Moving through the park, let's go to Muppet Vision 3D next. Now, the Muppet Vision 3D theater will be open, but kind of similar to what they do with PhilharMagic. Instead of playing the attraction movie, guess who feel like chilling out for a little while can sit down and watch Muppets Haunted Mansion on the big screen.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
In the Muppets Theater. I thought that would be kind of a cool touch. Galaxy's Edge is going to be taken over by the Empire. But in addition to the stormtroopers walking around, because like they always do, I want the streets lined with bounty hunters.
Ooh.
Yeah, I want Boba Fett, Bosk, Dengar, all those cool bounty hunters,
Cad Bane.
just sitting there like looking around like, have you seen this person? Like, all that kind of thing. I want them walking around taking pictures. And I'd also like to see like set photo opportunities with IG-11 and a huge Jabba the Hutt.
No,
I would love to have
Wonga.
that. Yes. I figured you can't really change up the rides. So that's the only way I could really kind of figure out to kind of make it a little bit more different. And I always found the bounty hunters to be the scariest characters to me.
Yeah.
Toy Story Land is going to get redesigned by Sid.
Nice.
And as with the Hong Kong Disneyland, we'll see Babyface, Legs, and Hand in the Box.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I don't know if you were familiar with this, but I mean, a lot of people don't know this, but it was really kind of a cool little area where Babyface like spelled out with Scrabble tiles Halloween.
All right.
And Legs was spelling out terror with the building blocks.
Oh, nice.
And Hand in the Box was just sitting there like waving at guests, I suppose. But I'd also throw in the soldiers who rose up out of the mud with the nail stuck through his head. The pterodactyl head on the doll.
Yeah.
Those kind of things. I would do that for sure. And I'd want to have, of course, photo opportunities with Sid and Combat Carl. Because Combat Carl really made his appearance in Toy Story of Terror.
Right.
Of course, Combat Carl might charge you a lot.
Oh, Combat Carl is... Carl Weathers is a national treasure, but that appearance in Arrested Development, that was pretty much who he is.
Yeah. Got a stew going, baby.
One man's dream will temporarily be converted into an escape room where you're being hunted by the newest acquired Disney villain, the Predator.
Nice.
Yes, the Predator is owned by Disney. They own 20th Century Fox. So the Predator's after you, and you've got to escape. And depending on if you escape in time or not, is going to determine what movie scene you see at the very end when you're walking out through the theater.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
I want that. I ain't got time to bleed.
I'm going to kick Lightning McQueen out of his racing academy and reopen Club Villains as a lounge with performances and villain meet and greets. Not necessarily a meal or anything like that. I don't want to do that. I want it to be a place where people can stop in, have a drink, catch a performance, and get out of there.
Beautiful.
Rock and Roller Coaster will get an overlay courtesy of Ernesto de la Cruz, where on our way to the best Dia de las Muertes celebration ever, we get hijacked by Ernesto de la Cruz, who is so desperate to be remembered that he hijacks us and takes us across the Dorito Bridge, speeding through the land of the dead. I thought that would be a good way to do that.
Wow.
Tower of Terror, of course, can remain the same. Trying to think, is there anything I haven't hit? No, I think of, Phantasmic. Phantasmic.
Very good.
We're going to have to do a special Halloween version of Phantasmic.
I like it.
We're going to use all the classic old shorts like Lonesome Ghost, Skeleton Dance, Legend of Sleepy Hollow, Trick or Treat. We're going to project those onto the water screens and, move into the more modern stuff like Runaway Brain, Toy Story Terror, all that kind of stuff. But I also want to have a live action performance with Jack and the Citizens of Halloween Town singing This Is Halloween.
Nice.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Nice.
I mean,
dig it.
I think that'd be good. Then you get your traditional Night on Bald Mountain sequence with Chernobog summoning all the wraths and everything like that. Yeah, but I want it to culminate in a giant, instead of Maleficent dragon, I want it to be a giant Chernobog on top of that mountain. That opens up his wings as the screens come down. Those wings open up and you get to see him up there. I thought that would be really cool.
And does not catch on fire.
Exactly. Yes. Dragons catch on fire. Chernobogs,
not so much.
Not proven.
Interesting.
Right.
So then probably like a villain's melody or whatnot, but I just want to wrap it up with Grim Gritting Ghost, where you just project and mapping, turn the mountain into the Haunted Mansion.
I love it.
And get them to perform. And as they're performing, we close it out with Jack Sparrow and Barbossa and the crew of the Black Pearl coming along in their ghostly costumes, like they're still cursed kind of thing.
I like
and
it.
Barbossa and Jack are fighting as it comes around. And I thought that'd be a nice way to close.
Jack runs around the area with a coin in his hand.
Yeah, exactly. Or a jar of dirt.
Yeah, or jar of dirt. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I thought would be a fun thing to do. Those are just blue sky ideas. But yeah, am I missing an area? I feel like I'm missing an area of the park.
You did the main. You did the main street. You did Sunset Boulevard for the most part. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd leave Sci-Fi Diner alone. Yeah, no, I think that's.
I think you did. Yeah, I think you got it. That's awesome.
That's. I want a piece of that Predator base.
You want that Predator?
I want a piece of that Predator.
I had to figure out a way to get the Predator in there.
God, that's a great. I didn't see that coming.
That is good.
I like that.
You gotta like the Predator.
Yeah. Well, Indiana Jones one is that's fun too. Like it's a good way. You did a good way to bring back classics, revitalize them, and then at the same time bring in stuff that younger kids would already know, and that would be their jam, that would be their beat. So it kind of touches on different pulses.
Yeah,
the generation.
Well, long-time listeners of the show will know that my ultimate dream franchise for Disney to acquire right now would be Hotel Transylvania, and I think it would work great. But if you could do that, that just kind of cements it. If you can build Hotel Transylvania back there, get that nice mountain with the hotel, and it's like a ride a la the Harry Potter ride. What was it called? Journey Forbidden Journey.
Forbidden Journey.
There you go. That was just so cement that as being an obvious park to do a lot of horror stuff with, and I think Hollywood Studios translates well to that.
I dig it.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun, man. All right,
you up, Kevin?
Yeah, all right. So for my park, I picked Animal Kingdom, and I wanted to come up with something that lies between Mickey's Not So Scary and Universal's Halloween Horror Nights to give some options for Disney visitors because, as you can tell, right at this point, we have 3 parks now with not so scary stuff.
Right.
So I present Doug's somewhat scary but squirrel party.
I like that. That's a great name.
Yes, and yes, it incorporates Doug from Up.
Uh-huh.
So from the title of the party, you can tell that Doug was planning on making a party that's a little scarier than Mickey's Not So Scary at the Magic Kingdom, but not super scary. Because he's a dog. He gets scared easily. However, as you know, Doug being Doug, he gets easily distracted, and he doesn't quite manage the scary things too well. So sometimes things get out of hand. Right, hence a little bit more scarier than Mickey's Not So Scary, right? So some scary elements actually get through. So, of course, this happens at night, and Animal Kingdom, I think, at night just lends itself to a really nicely spooky atmosphere. So a lot of the areas...
If they would keep it open, yeah.
If they would keep it open, yeah. I think, just your point, I think that would be great. But it should be a lot of fun. And a lot of the stuff that I came up with is going to be atmospheric. Not so much adjustments to the rides, although I could, but just the things that you'll experience as you're going through. Not really scare zones exactly, but just like things, atmospheric type stuff, theming.
Yeah, that's kind of like what Mickey's Not So Scary is. I mean,
Yeah.
very few alterations to any rides, if any.
Mhm.
New Pirates of the Caribbean was the one that I could think of off the top of my head, but they didn't do it last time we were there.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I take that back. The Laugh Floor does a more Halloween-centric thing. And,
Do they really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And then the Tea Party is lit up. But nothing, like you said, very much mostly atmospheric.
Right. All right. So as of course when you go through the turnstiles, you go into the Oasis, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as you walk through the Oasis, you have a lot of them are kind of guiding you to the right. You can go left or right.
Mm-hmm.
The left side is for those that don't really want to experience the somewhat scary stuff, and the right side is if you want all of it. So
the
all
whole
of the somewhat
package.
scary, yeah. So all of the somewhat scary.
Mm-hmm.
And as you walk, you see a fog in the air. There's a little scent. The animal sounds are pretty much absent. The ones that you normally would used to hear in the day, but they're gone, and they're gone for a reason.
The Predator.
That's right. Yes, and his love child, Divine. Hey, Daddy. Our daughter. Anyway, yeah. So you get that. You're going through you're starting to enter the area, and you start to hear this music as you're going through the Oasis.
Oh, that's very Indiana Jones.
Yeah. So I incorporated some Indiana Jones as well in my particular things. But, there's purple lights, there's green lighting, there's occasional flash of white, almost like lightning strike of sorts.
I
But
like how you tell this story.
there's no thunder or clouds in the sky. So you're making sure, like, why is there lightning strikes or why is this blinking when, there's nothing to make it happen, As you look at the trees, some look rather scary, akin to what you might have seen in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs movie when she was running through the forest. You also see some eyes attached to nothing that seem to appear and disappear at a whimsy. And then one spot, you see a grin. A big grin.
Oh.
And then you see some yellow eyes open. And then he's in one spot. And then he disappears and there's another spot as you're walking through. And then you see him in another spot. And every time he pops up, you hear him utter some of his lines like this. And you can probably guess who this person
I
is.
already know who it is. Yeah.
First, you hear him sing this little song. It sounds like Toys Brillig and the Slithy Toves, the Gyre and Jimble and the Wabe, all Mimsy and the Borgroves, and oh Mome Raz Outgrab. It was a little song he was singing as Alice was walking up. And then he may say something like, you may have noticed that I'm not all there by myself. All there myself. And he also says, we're all mad here. I'm mad. You're mad. Disappears. And he reappears again. I'm not crazy. My reality is just different from yours. And as a homage to the book in which it was based on, he utters this quote, which is apropos for Disney. Imagination is the only weapon in the war with reality. As you're walking through. And then as you get to the end of the Oasis, you hear Grandma Willow beckoning to you to come this way to Discovery Island, and you cross the bridge to safety. She says things like, don't be frightened, my bark is worse than my bite. All around you are spirits, child. They live in the earth, the water, the sky, and if you listen, they will guide you, of which she's guiding you out of the Oasis and that scary stuff. And as you get closer to the Oasis, Grandma Willow says, good evening, child. I was hoping you'd visit today. And then so you get out of the Oasis and you start to cross the bridge. And as you cross the bridge, you'll notice that halfway the bridge looks like Doritos. And thanks to projection mapping, you are now in the world of Coco.
Nice.
Complete with walk around skeleton characters, the Day of the Dead kind of stuff. Everybody just having a good time. It's a party atmosphere. You know, you see the skeletons come up, they're juggling heads and stuff.
I like how the music changed.
Yeah. The music's a big part.
Yes.
Of the atmospheric theming. And of course you have the alabrejas that are bouncing around and people, you know, the kids can take pictures and pet them and stuff. I don't know, maybe if I can figure out a way to do like a ride attraction where they just, you know, like a petting zoo.
Yeah.
Come pet an alabreja or something. Or whatever else. But then at the center stage around the tree, you know,
find your inner alabreja.
Yeah, exactly. So projection mapping's makes it look like the town, and you know they have the little stage that's in front of the tree of life.
Sure.
And on that stage is all the variety. It's a variety act. It's all the different bands that were up there, all the different acts. You know, even the guy with the little glasses and stuff. And of course, you know, Ernesto de la Cruz kind of headlines the whole thing, so he pops him there, does his thing, kind of like what he does in Disneyland. You know.
Okay.
So he does that. And of course, Doug's there. He's just, you know, there to reassure you. Oh, I forgot to mention, Doug's also in throughout the Oasis. He kind of pops up, just like, oh, I don't know, and then he goes squirrel and disappears. You know, just every so often he gets distracted by something, or he sees the cat and he's like, oh, cat. You know, he tries to chase it, but then the Cheshire Cat kind of disappears and stuff. But anyway, so Doug's there also in the Discovery Island, and you know he's just bouncing around. You can take pictures. I guess to walk around, Doug could be there and stuff. So yeah, it's a fun party atmosphere. It's like the hub of all this thing. So if people get too scared of the other areas, they can always come back to this and be a little comforted. And then, of course, we'll go to Asia. I'm not exactly going in order of the lands, but let's go ahead and jump to Asia since I did spoof a little bit of a Temple of Doom here. But yeah, that whole area now becomes kind of like that the village and stuff that he walked through and discovered, like the stones, like in the distance.
In Temple of Doom, yeah.
In Temple of Doom, yeah. You see the little thing with the missing stone that some people just kind of like, oh my God, you know, you see those little atmospheric characters. You hear kind of chants of the thuggy off in the distance, close to the mountain and whatnot. You have lighting. In like one little dark area, you might see like a projection mapping of bugs, like a little bug hallway, stuff like that. So you get that Indiana Jones kind of Temple of Doom feeling in the Asia area. And then we'll jump over to the Africa section of this. And then when we go to Africa, it's more of a Lion King thing. Specifically, you'll see more of Scar. You'll see more of the hyenas.
Elephant Graveyard?
Elephant Graveyard. You see the hyenas, Shenzi and them kind of bouncing around, you know, trying to do like little jump scares at the kids and stuff and whatnot. Just little gimmicky things like that. And Scar's a walk around character. Just like, well, I'm surrounded by idiots kind of stuff, you know. Still a lot of fun, but you know, there's still a little bit of spookiness happening because you got like hyenas marching around, just all kind of crazy stuff. And then when you go to when you go to Dinoland, we'll jump back across to Dinoland. You start to hear this, and I don't know if you recognize this theme, but this one's going to be a little bit more fun.
Predator.
Yeah, sounds like
that's my answer for everything.
I would take that.
But you're going to run into some friendly dinosaurs. A family of dinosaurs called the Sinclairs. Is that ring
that old show?
Yeah, that old show. I think it's a Disney show, and I'm like, yeah, let me bring it back. What are some friendly dinosaurs? What a good time. Nobody knows who they are. What a good time just to introduce these characters of family. It's like, here's our little fair. This is pretending like the whole roadside fair thing is still happening. Just something goofy. You got the baby, not the mama. All those kind of the grandma. All those things.
That baby was a mess.
Do you know who talked that baby? The voice of Elmo, Kevin Clash.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I mean, Kevin Clash is out of a job nowadays, but I mean, yeah, that was Kevin Clash.
Not the mama.
Yes.
Love it, man. Love it. So yeah, that's what you get in Dinoland, USA. You get to meet the Sinclairs, and they do all kind of stuff. And then hopping back across on the other side from there is we're in Pandora. And so Pandora in itself, you know, can be kind of spooky, but you know, it's still kind of pretty and calm. But in this case, it's a little bit darker.
Okay.
And so the music's a little different. It's a little changed, a little more aggressive. But what's happening and you're hearing in the woods is the appearance of the Thanator.
The Thanator.
The Thanator, which is the Avatar's people's rainforest most fearsome predator.
Yes, that's right.
And to describe it, it's reminiscent of a Terran panther. This enormous, powerful omnivore is unique in its ability to lord over its territory and strike fear into the largest and fiercest of Pandora's creatures.
Yeah, because that's who you fight the attraction.
The attraction, yes. Yeah, absolutely. So you see that creature, you hear like things rustling in the lighting's changes, and it's like a 6-legged creature that can anytime scurry and stuff. At some point in the night, there'll be a reveal of the character itself, and that little stage where the drummers usually are. You hear the music ramp up, the lighting will change, and all of a sudden, boof, the Thanator appears, and it's like all up in your face. It's like, rah! Probably the scariest part of the somewhat scary party that Doug throws on. Of course, Doug's there and he's like, that kind of stuff, So, yeah, that's what you get in Avatar, is that kind of spooky. So every time you're walking around the air and you hear rustles and you're just like, you hear the sound of the Thanator and whatnot. So,
and Doug interacts with the Thanator.
Yeah, and Doug interacts or maybe runs away from the Thanator. I have just met
you and I am scared of you.
I do not like this.
Yes, indeed.
And then, of course, with the Sinclairs, like, oh, these are friendly people. I like these dinosaurs. They will not eat me.
What a
and then the baby conks him and is like, not the mama.
That is a good callback.
That is not a nice baby. Yeah.
Oh,
but
man.
the center thing, all this spooky, crazy stuff, I want it to be intertwined because I want the full park to be alive. And so things progressively get scarier and scarier throughout the night, where it just gets almost overbearing, on the edge of overbearing. And it culminates in this night show with Doug, who he's kind of like, I guess, the Mickey character in Fantasmic, where he's trying to get control of everything. And slowly, one by one, what he does, and I'm envisioning it happening where the kite show place was, and stuff, a little amphitheater, but it's pretty small. So I figured we could have screens in each of the lands where you could see what's going on there. And then each of the characters that I mentioned in each of the lands could interact with the show. So, for instance, when Doug has to try to make amends with Scar and the hyenas and stuff, and they're charging onto the stage, and you see them scurry off from their land to try to go. You see the Sinclairs come in to help because they're friendly anyway. So, yeah, it's just a big nighttime show. And at the very end, it ends on a good note because it is Disney. And, all the evil creatures are cool. They're chill. The Thanators, even, you can kind of pet them or something. I don't know. Something like that. And then, as so the lighting changes, the mood changes. And then it's like, it's a party. It's a lot of fun. And that's how you end the night. And as you're walking out, the what was once very scary creatures are now pleasant, and they're nice.
They're waving you goodbye.
Yeah, they're waving you goodbye. Get out the door, but you don't have to stay. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here, kind of thing.
Or the Thanator will eat you.
Yes, that's right.
Politely.
Yeah. And Doug says, "Oh, thank you. I love you. Remember me, squirrel," and takes off. So yeah, that's what I got going on for Animal Kingdom.
Wow.
Where's the Predator?
No, I got the Thanator, so that's my Predator.
I'm thinking like nighttime safari on Kilimanjaro. You're starting off searching for animals. Next thing you know, there's 3 red dots pointed at the guy next. You're like, oh no, we gotta get out of here. It's the Predator. And then the whole thing is about escaping the Predator.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Big old sparks happen.
Right. A little animatronic Predator will jump out every once in a while. You hear him scream in the distance.
That little scattered noise he makes.
That doesn't look like Big Red.
No, it's a big red body hanging upside down by its ankles.
Oh, man.
My mother-in-law.
Oh, yeah, you could have a plant family on there that gets eaten or ripped apart.
That'd be awesome, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Eaten by the Predator. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I didn't do any rides, but I like it. Let's go with it.
You get too close to it.
That'll be a separately ticketed attraction. Money, bing, bing.
Ooh, me.
There you go.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
So there's Animal Kingdom a la noche in Halloween.
I like those callbacks, though.
I dig it.
You could do Finding Nemo the musical, except this time you call it Fish Are Food. The whole thing is about Bruce eating all the fish.
Oh, man.
It's like Jaws.
We're going to need a bigger
Basically
theater.
just Jaws, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like Pac-Man at one point. Just waka, 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 waka.
Fish goes into tank. Shark's in the tank. Our shark.
Oh, man.
But yeah, dude, that's awesome. That's really well done, dude. I really loved how you put us in the mindset.
With the music. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're very natural storyteller.
Yeah.
So so the not so scary path was the path with Grandma Willow and the Cheshire Cat.
Yeah, you get more not so Grandma Willow and Cheshire Cat, and that's the scary part. The other pieces, you get more of the Snow White.
Gotcha.
And some Cheshire Cat because he is goofy. He bounces back around. And
I'll tell you another good one to use in that area would be the Headless Horseman. Like Ichabod Crane having like one of that wooden bridge kind of thing. Where
that
you
would be kind of
back.
cool.
Yeah.
But I figure he's over at Magic Kingdom already doing the parade, so I didn't want to.
Yeah, but you got to see a parade to see him. Like,
yeah, that's true. It'd be nice if he was just stood there. In wood there, you could take pictures with him, ride his horse, pet his head. I don't know.
Where his head used to be, yes.
Yeah. Put your head where it used to be as like one of those cutout things.
Exactly.
Hello. I am now Ichabod.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man. Of course, it's a ticketed event. Mine would be a ticketed event.
Well, it's got to be a ticketed event. I mean, anything that keeps the Animal Kingdom open late is going to have to be a ticketed event.
Yeah, right. You got to. Yeah, so that was fun.
Nice.
I dig it. Good job. I'd visit all those places. For sure. Paid or not paid, I could check it out and see. But I think that'd be a great way to introduce things like that into the other parks.
I agree.
There's time of years. Maybe you could even rotate it. So maybe it's not always Mickey's Not So Scary, but who knows? Plenty of ideas.
Yeah.
And options.
There are. And look, we can get really scary with this stuff. Like we could get really scary, not so scary. I think we all kind of leaned on the not being overly scary side of things.
Right.
But, if we really wanted to do something like where Disney is doing haunted mazes similar to, say, Universal Studios, that would be a whole separate show. But I think this is our more realistic approach to how Disney might do it.
Yeah, they might lean to that more so than. Although next year, maybe 2024 Halloween show could be scare the piss out of you.
Do you have a scene in the Animal Kingdom where it's like the shooting range, but everyone gets to shoot Bambi's mom?
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, man. No, in Oasis, I wanted to look a little diorama scene where it's like all you hear is the male deer is like, your mother's gone, Bambi. And then Bambi crying and Thumper's there just crying too. Everybody's crying. It's so sad. I totally forgot about it because you had those side paths. Yeah, you can go in a side path and you see, your mother's gone. Yes. Oh, man, I forgot to write that down. But yeah, that was definitely. That would have been awesome. Messed up, but awesome.
Totally messed up.
Little messed up. But intriguing. Because you still have like the kids that are older. This isn't so, it's so scary. We could do. And it's like, yeah, we could scare you, but we're trying to be family friendly for everybody.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. That's what they do.
But they should have some characters just grab the hell out of some children. They should.
Tell you what, if I was a kid, I'd be running from the Predator for sure.
I'm an adult, I'd be running from the Predator.
Yeah, I'd probably run it for the Predator as well.
I think, it's going to have to be the Predator's very terrifying Halloween.
Run for your life. Haunted or not be haunted Halloween
the
special.
Predator's you ain't got time to bleed.
Cirque du Soleil, the Predator's going to you up.
So El Diablo.
Oh, man.
Oh, that was
awesome.
Great.
Yeah, this is great, man. This is a fun little exercise. Hopefully everybody out there has a fun and safe Halloween.
Yeah, please, guys.
Days.
Yes.
Party or drinking, whatever. Drink responsibly. Party responsibly. Hopefully all y'all get enough candy or vegetables. I don't know what you're into. But whatever. What? I don't know.
Vegetables on Halloween?
Who knows?
Those people need to be locked up.
Chocolate-covered vegetables. How about that?
Chocolate-covered vegetables.
That's gross.
Yes, that's really okay. Forget locked up. They need to be dragged out in the street and shot.
That's scary.
Yes.
By the Predator.
Yes.
Shot by the Predator.
Skinned alive.
All that.
Yes.
Happy Halloween 2023,
Swinging
guys.
your head around by your vertebrae and
strung up and quartered.
Yes. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Well, y'all, we hope you enjoyed that Armchair Imagineering episode of the Magic Ari podcast. Look, magicari.com is the way to go if you want to learn about our social media links, past episodes, and more. Also, if you want to get in touch with us to share your ideas for putting Not So Scary into those other parks, you can do so through the following ways. First, shoot us an email at show@magicourway.com or call or send us a text message at 1-815-MO-WEEKEND. That is 1-815-
MOW Weekend
669-4226. And of course, we have a couple people do things outside of the podcast. First of all, we got Eli does things with comics. Eli, sup, sir?
Hey, thank you very much. You can always visit my website, ivorycomics.com, where you see the work that I have, 48 pages fully colored. Project Geisha, Savages, and the Bottle Be Damned. Of course, there's also interviews and blog posts, and of course, a link to this podcast. So you never miss an episode. You never miss a good day that we conjure up, talk about. So as always, appreciate the support. Visit ivycomics.com. On social media, you can find me on Facebook, Eli Ivory, as long as real person. It's lovely to meet you, but if you're a bot, do not need to greet you. I got enough problems in my life, so a bot does not help me. Also, if you're on Facebook, please visit the Project Geisha fan page. So people visit that, posted up some thumbs up on that one. Thank you for that. Instagram, you can also find me at eivory504. And of course, on X, I can be found at Hancock10166. So if you appreciate the madness, you just bring me the gladness. Thank you very much.
You know, Eli, I got 99 problems, but a bot ain't one.
There it is. Hey! As it should be. That just, oh my goodness. I like that.
And of course, if you want to book a vacation to see Mickey's Not So Scary, or if you want to see Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party that are coming up either this year or next year, either way works, you could do it through Rachel, and Rachel's about to tell you how to do this.
Tell him, Rachel.
This is Rachel, one of the hosts of the Magic Our Way podcast. I would be honored to help your family book your vacation to Disney destinations, Universal, cruise lines, and major hotel brands around the world. Booking with me is at no extra cost to you. The cost of a travel agent is built into the cost of your vacation, whether you use one or not. And when you book with me, a little bit of your trip comes back to support the podcast and the fan community here at Magic Our Way. You can reach me at Rachel, Rachel, at magicourway.com, or you can find me at R, the letter R, Family Magic, so Our Family Magic, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. You can also give me a call or a text. My phone number is 978-432-WISH. Reach out today and let's make some magic with your family vacation.
So if y'all want to access all the info we just mentioned, go to magicourway.com/about us. Also, if you want to elevate your support of the Magic Our Way podcast, go to patreon.com/magicourway. There you'll find 6 awesome tiers to support this show. Any way in which you can support the show is deeply appreciated. We also want to thank you for being a loyal listener, and we always love hearing from our listeners. All opinions are always welcome in the Magic Our Way podcast, so make sure you get in touch with us today. So, my weekends, you just finished listening to show number 496. And we are getting closer and closer to show 500. We say Kwaharini. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
Magic out.
And you are. Bye!